Good evening, Carl here from Tip Genius with a very quick, impromptu message and thought to consider. I'm listening to a song from Duncan Sheik. I don't know if you can hear it right now. Let's see. Living as shadows of ourselves. And I'm getting an echo for some reason. What's going on here? Hold on. Audio. Hold on one second. Hmm. How about now? There we go. I just muted my external monitor. Anyway, okay, so living as shadows of ourselves. What does that mean? It means living with our light dimmed, to use a metaphor. I say that the central driving force in all of us, when nothing else is in the way, no beliefs, no limitations, no external sources getting in the way, like society, parents, um, the different conditioning that we get about what we think is possible for us, who we are, and what we're supposed to be doing here on planet Earth. When I question all of those things and I make it all about just one thing, what am I here to do? What do I love to do? What am I drawn to naturally when anything else that could possibly get in the way is no longer present? What do I love? And I say that if you give time and energy and consideration to those things, somehow, some way, that you will find a passion that will become unstoppable. Now, that's a feel good notion, perhaps, but I also say it's a statement of fact. After 20 years of coaching people, after decades of um, using my life as my own experiment, I can say that the thing that has robbed me and most people of having like a completely full on rocking fulfilling life is we get in our own way. We get in our own way by having these judgments and beliefs about what we think we're capable of, who we are, and also what we are supposed to be doing. What we're supposed to be doing, we get a direct commandment, if you will, from society, from the environment that we're brought up in. We're told that we're supposed to do school, for example, in college, and get a good job and a family. The typical scenario, right? That was never for me. That was never for many, many millions of people on this planet. People like myself, we need to be given space and the ability and the encouragement, if you will, to explore our own passions and inclinations, interests, talents, obsessions. Because throughout history, you will see that when people are allowed to follow that path of passion, if you will, that's when the most amazing things come out, the most amazing innovations, inventions, creations, works of art, ways of looking at things that are outside that box, if you will. And if there was ever a time where we could use people who live outside of the norm, it's right now, isn't it? So I really encourage you to take a look at yourself and ask, like, how fully am I living my passion, my mission? Hell, do I even know what it is? If you do, and you're not living it fully, what's getting in the way? And I say that the number one important thing that gets in the way of all of us, without exception, to varying degrees, is the sense of what I call not enoughness. Through the comparison of ourselves with other people, we tend to think that, oh, who am I to be who I want to be, doing what I want to be doing? It's amazing how powerful that one thing is, to compare ourselves with other people. And if we stand out from the norm, that is a perceived threat on a fundamental level. if I'm different than other people and people see me as different, that is fundamentally a threat to my well-being. On some level, that slippery mind that I'm always talking about, that's the only way it sees it. So no wonder that most of us, the vast majority of us, never get to fully express who they really are in this world. And I say, if there was ever a time to break free from the norm, yeah, like now, right? So that's my quick little thought for you to consider. Are you living the shadow version of yourself, the dimmed light version, the constrained version, the safe version? I was raised in a family, a fairly well-to-do, but very modest family, but with very high expectations in terms of education and what you are to be in society and whatnot. And I've always had a sense of guilt because I've never resonated with things that people tell me I'm supposed to do and be. No, it just never worked for me. And so a big part of shining our light, if you will, is to give ourselves permission. And how do we give ourselves permission to be our true selves in this world? That's quite the journey. I don't know if there's a simple answer to that. I just know it's essential. That it's a sacred journey to go on, to find one true self and to be able to express it in this world. Again, like we need you to do that more than ever. For real. It's a bold, courageous thing to do, to be true to oneself, right? Again, as I just mentioned, because it's risky. It is absolutely risky to stand out. Like right now, what I've done 1,300 lives in a row, whatever. And I'm so grateful that that part of my mind that normally would have me hide and not show up and not speak whatever thoughts are and beliefs, perceptions are going through me right now as I'm expressing it to you. It takes a certain amount of courage, I guess, and boldness that I used to not have, not even close. My number one mission used to be safe, because I grew up volatile, feeling the lack of safety, especially being very different from most people, especially with my cognitive issues that I've shared with with you guys a lot of times, my ADD, dyslexia, memory issues, Tourette syndrome-like thing when I'm expressing myself creatively. Those are the things that have shaped me and the work that I do today. So now, instead of hiding those things from you, I say, yeah, I've got a pretty wacky, messed up mind on many levels, but yet now it's working in my favor in so many ways, just by having the courage and the clarity to just show up. What the hell, you know? Yesterday, I actually got my first what I would consider negative feedback from one of my lives. What was the comment? It was like, another armchair guru. Now listen, normally that would shock me, that would mortify me. So, somebody disapproves of me. I better go away. That's my pattern. That's just who I've been, okay? But I found myself having a very different reaction yesterday. It's like that negative feedback is like, oh, interesting. But I'm really clear. It's I'm not a guru. I know what I know. I figured out what I figured out, and I think it's really cool stuff. But at the same time, I am my own experiment. I'm forever a student. And day to day, moment to moment, I'm just trying stuff out. And then I'm going to just share it with you. Try it out and see what happens. That's where I come from. It's very clean. It's very neutral to me right now. So that comment, another armchair guru, it's like, no, that doesn't apply to me. That's really cool. So yeah, to be our true selves, full on, 100%, quite the risk. And then, of course, there's many things happening in reality, the craziness of life right now, that could seem to give us a really good excuse to be playing extra safe. But paradoxically, I declare, and something for you to consider perhaps, is that no, paradoxically, it is the time to step out and take some more risk. I think that there's safety within taking risk, and that risk being showing a little bit more of your true self to the world, giving a little bit more credence to the passions and interests, ideas, goals that you have considered or are considering in your life. I say they take a supreme importance. Yes, take care of family, take care of your body, your health, eat well, do all the things that we're supposed to be doing to be productive, but at the same time, put time and energy towards your passions. They're important, they're critical, they're sacred. So, food for thought. We'll talk to you tomorrow.